Luxurious Fleet. Luxurious Fleet, are we here? What's going on, guys? Round 2 of the live streams today. Today we're talking about, I should say, part 2. We're talking about the new Acura MDX, the 4th generation. We're going to have a reveal date. We're going to have pricing today. We have packaging. We got a lot of information, a little bit of Type S talk, and we're just going to have a good time. The embargo ends in 15 minutes, just turned 1:15. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the comments. It's going to be a lot of fun. Leading up to the unveil, I wanted to go over just some sales numbers with you guys. So here's Acura newsroom, but you know, I could just click on, we're just going to dust over real quick. MDX here, if I can zoom in, you guys can see it. They've been selling okay. They've been doing okay. They've actually been doing a little bit better than Honda. The MDX is only down about 9% on the year. And if you look at all the other products, that's not a discontinued car like the RLX, it's actually doing really well. It's doing better than the RDX, and that shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen because it's the RDX is in a bigger market. In theory, it's in a bigger market. So it's doing better than the RDX. Is it still down on volume compared? Yes, it is. If you look, this is total November 2020 here. And the MDX has sold about 42,000 units here. And I believe this is just the United States. I don't think this is all of North America. I believe it's... Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. It could be including Canada as well. But anyways, here in North America, MDX is still selling well. It's down about 10% on the year. And that's not a bad thing. If we look at how it did in November, it actually had a really good November despite the world pandemic going on. Only down 6% compared to last November. RDX suffering more than I expected. You look at the ILX, well, the sales numbers can't drop any lower, a whole lot lower there, but still less than a 10% drop, about a 10% drop on the year. NSX supercars may not be doing that great in the pandemic. I don't know. The NSX in itself just isn't doing that well. TLX, with the new one coming out, these numbers should be a little bit higher for next year, but since it's a funny transition year for the TLX, numbers aren't doing well, and it's a sedan. So, how are we doing on time? 13 minutes left or so. All right. Going over sales data here. This is where it gets fun. And before I get into it all, I'll just kind of talk to you guys a bit. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a good lunchtime. If you're in this hemisphere, it's about lunchtime. Spreadsheet master, well, I tried to be. There's not a whole lot of spreadsheets in this day and age. A lot of people have moved on, but I like the spreadsheets. Gotta hold on. Spreadsheets are like the internal combustion engine. We gotta hold on to it. MDX is selling more because they have better offers on it. Not that surprising. Okay, that makes sense. Anyone see the new Nissan Armada? Yep, did a live stream on it earlier. It does start at Langston. It does start. The embargo ends at 1:30, but I started the live stream 15 minutes earlier or so. So if you want to come back in 10 minutes to see the information, you can. Let's see here. Acura's website shows the MDX already. Well, they're not supposed to. If it's on the website, it shouldn't be. If I go to the website, it's up there. You can see it here, but I'm not going to click on it because all the embargoed info. You see this cross through? If I refresh the page, it's still crossed out, meaning the embargo hasn't ended. So, Gervaz Sidhu from West Canada, what's up? Maybe they're making up for last time, making sure. Yeah, because the TLX, we had some issues when I live streamed that last time. Good memory. Yeah, we had some issues with it. But yeah, guys, hold your horses. We only got about 10 more minutes. In the meantime, we're going to talk about sales numbers here. So if you look, Acura's been selling about a little over 50,000 of the MDX year over year. Just to put that in perspective, they might do a little bit better than that this year. Now, again, I think this is including Canada, this spreadsheet here. So it's hard to compare exactly, but here in the United States alone, been selling over 50,000 a year. If we look at its closest direct competitors, Acura, the Infiniti QX60, not quite a 50,000 unit seller, but it's their volume seller. It's their number one seller. It peaked in 2018, and the QX60 took a dive in 2019. Guess what? It's going to take a bigger dive here in 2020. We look at the King, the RX. Now, RX and RXLs, the numbers are going to be melted together here. So keep that in mind. But the RX is the crossover king in the luxury market, at least here in the United States. It sells over 100,000 units every year. For the past since 2013, the RX has sold over 100K units, and going back to 2007, 2006, 2005, it's a perennial 100,000 unit car. It's incredible. Keep in mind the RXL, the 3-row, is not really directly competitive because the 3rd row on it is a complete joke. I added the GX in here. The GX sells about 25K a year, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes less, depending on these years. Oh, this must have been the after like the tsunami or something in 2011. Man, those numbers hit low. Man, look how back in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, GX selling like a beast in the 30s. But yeah, this stuff's about 25K a year. I want to throw some German numbers at you guys as well. Q7 numbers. Q7 sells a lot here in the States. This is a direct competitor, I would say, to the MDX, selling in the mid to upper 30s. Steven says, great channel. Content as always. Keep up the fan. Thank you, man. Appreciate everyone being here. Thank you guys for coming out again. This is the second stream today. I don't think I've ever streamed twice in one day. What's happening? Christmas has come early. That's for sure. The QX60 is no longer Infinity's number one sales vehicle. Just haven't reported fourth quarter sales. The QX50 is sold for 3 straight quarters. Ah, interesting. Okay. As it should. As it should. Just like the RDX is outselling MDX here. RX isn't really comparable to the MDX. It is, but it isn't. I'm telling you guys, people do cross-shop them quite a bit. It's just that Acura has no 2-row offering. That's not an RDX. You know what I'm saying? RXL needs to be bigger, 100% agree. What do I think of the Acura MDX Type S? I'm excited for it. Can't say too much. I'm still under embargo for 8 minutes. But we all know that it's going to have the turbo V6. So Europeans consider anything Q7 sized too big for their streets. Probably. Last couple sales numbers here to finish up before we get into the release. GLS, saw one of these on the streets yesterday, and I never think of this vehicle, but they sell more than you think they would. Mercedes-Benz GLS could be around 30 units depending on the year, 30,000 I should say, and then low 20s now it's dropped. And then the BMW X7, it's a brand new vehicle. We only have sales figures for 1 year, so 2019 has sold over 21,000 units. Very big market. There's a lot of pie that Acura can take a bite out of and expand these numbers. There's no reason they can't get back to 60K, especially with this redesign per year. They should be able to, even with a strange pandemic going on. They should be able to do it. Do I like the X6M? I'm trying to think. Did I drive one? I know I've sat in one. I don't know if I actually drove it. I don't think I would ever own one. I think they're cool. I've always kind of been a sucker for the X6s, let alone the X6M. That thing's crazy. But I don't know. I like exciting vehicles, and that vehicle is definitely pretty exciting. Can't tell you too much about it because I don't have a whole lot of hands-on experience with it, but I do like the looks of the X6, and let alone the X6M is really cool. What do I think of the GV80? Looks good. The interior is incredible. I think Tim thinks it will eat into the Lexus RX in all ways. There's no way. I talked about this on the last stream. I want to make sure I don't miss the unveil. Okay, we got some time. I should probably set a timer, but half the time I don't hear it with the headphones on, you know? So, but the GV80, it's not really going to cut into Lexus sales. A Lexus buyer, the experience they get at a Lexus dealership compared to a Hyundai dealership, there's no comparison. Doesn't matter how good the Genesis product is. Not saying you can't have a good experience at a Hyundai Genesis dealership. It's just not the same. And people really, really come to expect greatness when they have a Lexus or other luxury vehicles. Not just with the vehicle, but the whole experience, the servicing, etc. GV70 was revealed earlier today. I did talk about it in the previous live stream. Biggest takeaways for me is that it is getting the 3.5 turbo engine and the 2.5 turbo engine for the base instead of the smaller displacement like the G70 is. Jaden says you take a GV over the NX, definitely, probably even the RX. Well, the NX is totally in a different class, but the RX, yeah, I mean, a lot of us guys, you got to realize most of us on the internet are not the same people that buy luxury cars. I know a lot of you in the chat own luxury cars or in the market or have been in the market before. I'm telling you, the demographics of luxury buyers, they want to have the best quality service, the best experience, and to have a whole dealership dedicated to delivering that is uncomparable to a Hyundai dealership that also sells a luxury brand on the side. So, all right. Good. No, I'm saying, Bong Boys, I just said you can have a phenomenal experience at a Genesis dealership. It's definitely doable, but there are a lot of people out there that don't even want to look at a Genesis or don't know about a Genesis because they don't have their own dealerships, and it can be difficult to separate that product from the showroom from its normal brethren in the Hyundai side of things. So it's just kind of convoluted for the average buyer. 140 loves Acura. Just feel like they need a little bit more power across the board. They need power to go with their looks. I agree. Type S is that solution. Goodman said it's had the best experience at a Lexus dealership. And you can also have terrible experiences at Lexus dealerships. I've seen it. I worked in there day in, day out. Most people have really good experiences. There are some people that will never go to a Lexus dealership again. And that's due to individual preferences, individual experiences people have. Nothing is perfect. Genesis is not on Lexus level. Yeah, that's up for you guys to debate. In terms of pedigree, there's no comparison. But in terms of product, that can be compared, at least on paper. Is this live? It's kind of live. What the heck? Did I just hear like a fire engine? I don't know. Headphones are either playing games with me or there's sirens. Goodness. I might be going crazy here. Let me know if you guys heard anything weird. I don't know what I was going to say. 2 minutes. Lexus does need to step up their F line. Or I could say, what F line? Here in Canada, our 5 closest Hyundai dealers are amazing, like above and beyond. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I know most dealerships' ultimate goal should be providing the best experience possible. So that's good to hear. Don't know what it's like. I'm sure those standards change depending on whether you're in Canada or in America, as well as which state, which city, which dealership. Culture changes from dealership to dealership, as well as from state to state, as well as country to country. Any Kias in the neighborhood? Oh, Barry with the zing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh man. My headphones will turn off. Okay. All right, guys. It is that time. Here we are.
Having the new MDX as our flagship is exactly what Acura needed. It is a performance SUV because we are a performance brand. And we're really, really excited to deliver on that promise with a three-row SUV. With the MDX, I would say the house of
This is the
Acura
loudest I can get it to go.
You know, and all the different pieces that we've been building up to the past 5 years to rebuild the brand is being culminated with the introduction of this brand new, revolutionarily designed MDX. But it is a driver's SUV, and we deliver on that promise. We came in as a unibody SUV in the very, very beginning, almost 20 years ago, but that's 1 million sales ago. There's a lot of learnings that we've had from the first gen to the second gen to the third gen to the fourth. It is absolutely the best MDX that we've ever created, and we're excited to share it with everybody that's out there.
You've heard about the great history of MDX and its importance to the brand. And of course, we wanted to build upon the things that made MDX so successful: the family-friendly packaging, safety, and overall value. To fulfill its new role as the flagship model of the Acura brand, we needed something more than an evolution. And that something was the kind of unquantifiable value that doesn't show up on engineering graphs or charts. Call it desirability. So as we defined our concept, we had a clear focus on taking MDX to a higher level, a true revolution that would invoke passion, excitement, and emotion never before raised by MDX. This meant dramatically elevating the prestige and overall premium feel with a focus on more emotional design, a thoroughly upscale and tech-savvy cabin, and an even more luxurious and exhilarating driving experience. To accomplish this, we started from scratch, reimagining MDX from the ground up with an all-new platform. And this was a big undertaking, but it gave us a lot of freedom to think differently about every aspect of the vehicle. From
KL, it does have wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, just to let you know.
Offered, to advancing our reputation as a performance brand and a leader in safety. Now it's time to explore each of these areas with you. Let's start with design, because when you see this MDX for the first time, you immediately understand that this is something very new and different from Acura. And leveraging the new platform, it all begins with the fundamentals of stance and proportion.
In the first 10 seconds, when you look at a vehicle, you first notice the proportions, the stance of the vehicle. And we work very hard to have a tight upper cabin, low and wide body with a blunt front end and a very powerful image. We adapted the Acura form language, the precision concept form language, to an SUV. Of course, keeping
looks
the
so good in A-Spec.
powerful
Look at that.
image that an
I think it
SUV
looks
should
great.
have. Dash-to-axle ratio is very important in the perception of a high-performance vehicle. If you move the windshield back a little bit and the front wheel forward, basically you get a longer distance between the
No
touchdown
air
of the
suspension,
windshield
but in
and
the advanced
front wheel,
package, it can be
and tight
adjustable.
rear-oriented upper cabin, and this way you have a very powerful and strong proportions. The C-line is a very important character line for the vehicle. It starts on the top of our very powerful front grille, moves around on the top of the headlights, the fenders, and wraps all the way around in the rear. Creating a new flagship for Acura was very important for us. We knew that this vehicle has to be emotional, has to exude power and performance. For the new taillights, it was very important to realize the Acura signature chicane styling. We looked at it from the flagship standpoint. Basically, we wanted to create a very unique, very upscale, high-tech design. Another area that stands out on the new MDX is the sculptured front bumper. We try to create a very interesting, very unique front end with a very sculptured body and very interesting styling elements that create this powerful and also very aggressive stance, but in the same time, they are very refined and prestigious.
This more emotional and dynamic direction stands apart from anything we've done before with MDX. It also sets a very different expectation for what you're going to find inside, and I think our new cabin is really going to blow people away. This new MDX will set a new high bar for Acura interior design, and it's truly a quantum leap forward that delivers on the flagship status of this new MDX.
When customer first steps in, it's the sportiness and the spacious feeling created by the low and wide instrument panel and luxurious feel with the premium materials used throughout the interior. There's a three key focus area in the interior, and one is the prestigious image, and second one is the modernized experience, and the third one is the captivating details. Focus number one is the prestigious image. This is expressed in the wide dual personal presence of the IP. And upper IP and lower IP is visually divided in the center. With the depression in the center of the top IP, it gives the separation, a visually separated image of the cabin. But the middle portion of the IP instrument panel is connecting driver and passenger side, which is creating spaciousness of the cockpit, which is going to lead to the commander view to the customer. Focus number two is the modernized experience, and this is expressed in the full new digital meter and 12.3-inch new center display. Focus number three is captivating details, and this is expressed
no touch screen. It's still the direct touch interface, which to me is the exact same as the Lexus touchpad in terms of functionality.
Seat pattern.
It's not any easier to use in my experience. It's about the same difficulty.
But
Lexus has been incorporating touchscreens because I know people don't like it. Acura is still being pretty stubborn about it. So
Acura emblem has the very obtuse angle on the side, and that was the consistent theme throughout the seat styling, and that is used throughout the interior too. So for example, the chrome piece on the door panel, the leather pad on the lower instrument panel, every shape has that angular related to the Acura emblem. There's a relationship between exterior styling and the interior styling. Exterior styling has a very distinctive depression on the side panel, and I carried that same theme to the interior door panel to create the consistency between exterior and interior styling.
Inside and out, the attention to detail at every level is extraordinary. You can see the thoughtful design and craftsmanship we put into the interior, especially the instrument panel. Based on our research, we know that the interior plays a role in the client's impression of dynamics. For the driver, we're debuting our new precision cockpit with an all-new digital driver's meter, a first for Acura and standard on every new MDX. The 12.3-inch screen is reconfigurable and displays information in concert with the needs of the driver, changing character with the various drive modes accessible through the integrated dynamic system. It also delivers critical information in a more intuitive way, including Acura Watch features and potential road hazards. We've updated our true touchpad interface across the board, starting with a 20% larger, ultra-wide 12.3-inch full HD display. The graphics are incredibly sharp and clean, and we've added AI-driven smart shortcuts for more intuitive functionality and personalization. And customers can wire to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And yes,
Which is
MDX has
amazing.
Acura's first
So
application
happy about
of
that.
Amazon Alexa integrated into the vehicle.
Alexa, find me the nearest coffee shop.
I found a few nearby coffee shops.
A high
Take me
def
to the
camera
books.
system and a larger screen also enable more expansive views for both the rear view and surround view cameras. And for the rear camera, there's a new standard spray washer.
Oh, I didn't catch that the
For
first
the
time.
true touchpad interface, we've taken big steps forward in
Standard
both
spray
performance
washer
and
for the
usability,
rear camera.
more
Heck
accurate
yeah.
swipe and handwriting capabilities, and
I did
physical
not see
seat
that
and
the
volume
first time.
control
That just got me
enable
jazzed,
easier
guys.
blind reach operation. The new MDX is packed with the latest tech, including both pop-up USB-A and USB-C ports and a standard Qi wireless phone charging pad designed to fit the largest phones on the market today. The MDX has always been thoughtfully designed for the family, and our goal was to not only carry that forward, but to make it even better. So despite the more tailored exterior design, we leveraged the wider body and longer wheelbase to add both space and versatility in all 3 rows. Up front, we're delivering a true first-class experience with our available 16-way Acura Sport seats for the driver and passenger, and an arsenal of new signature Acura technologies. In the second row, in addition to increasing the shoulder room, we've dramatically improved versatility with a removable middle seat. It combines the 7-passenger capacity of a bench seat and a premium appointment and third-row access of captain's chairs. And it's standard on every MDX. And MDX is the only SUV in the class that can do that. We've also made
Super
big
nice
improvements in the
feature.
third row with more headroom, more than 2 inches of additional legroom. And with the seats 2 inches higher, no more knees in your chest. And regardless of where you're sitting, everyone will enjoy the new panoramic roof, which is standard across the lineup. Not only does it add a spacious feeling to the interior, but our new cabin control app enables rear passengers to operate the sunshade and other features right from their smartphones, with the driver's approval, of course. What's more, we're introducing Cabin Talk to Advanced and A-Spec, so parents can communicate more easily with their kids in the second and third rows. We're also elevating our entertainment experience for every MDX and everyone in the vehicle with our award-winning ELS Studio 3D audio system. It's an amazing system that has received glowing reviews in the RDX and the TLX, and it's now
You're not going to
available
get the
in MDX.
glowing LED
And since this is an
system
SUV,
inside the
we've made
speakers
cargo area
unless you get the
very
Type
capable,
S.
with more space for coolers, golf bags, suitcases, and the all-important Up-A-Baby stroller, with the third row seats up. We nearly doubled the storage space under the rear cargo floor to accommodate larger items.
I'm a
and
big
added
fan of this, by the
reversible
way.
And adjustable cover.
Reversible
for easier
cover
cleanup.
for storage. Love
For the
it.
tailgate, in addition to hands-free
It's the
operation,
small things.
we've added an available walk-away close feature.
That walkaway close feature is only available in the advanced package.
Of course, Acura is a performance brand, so we wanted to provide an exhilarating, refined, and confidence-inspiring experience in every driving situation.
Type S 70K, that's my theory.
Well, in our development of the 22 MDX, we really kept the focus on our concept of effortless security. And of course, with effortless, we wanted the handling to be quick and intuitive, connected to the driver, keep the driver connected to the road. And from a security standpoint, of course, it goes without saying, you want the vehicle to feel secure, but you also want it to feel solid, have a good ride comfort, good isolation. The benefit of starting with an all-new platform, we were able to apply key chassis technologies that we couldn't with the old platform. In addition to that, we were able to improve the body rigidity. So with the application of the chassis technologies such as the belt drive EPS, the front double wishbone suspension, wider wheel and tire, as well as an all-new rear multi-link suspension, we were able to really achieve a new level of ride and handling
Yeah,
balance.
I'm expecting
Well, my
70K for
personal
the Type
background is
S.
with suspension tuning and testing, and one of my
If we're
proudest
lucky,
achievements with
maybe
this
it's
development has been the
65
laser focus on
if we're lucky,
maintaining the target
but
and improving both the ride and the handling with our new
I don't
chassis
know.
technology. It's something I'm really proud of, and we have absolutely been able to move the bar
61.5 is roughly the price of the
It's very
advanced
important to the
package.
MDX customer to have a high level of dynamics as well as the refinement that a premium buyer expects. So with the application
No, a
of
fully
the
loaded
10-speed
RX is
automatic to the
60K, not
all-new
50K.
MDX, It's enabled us to lower the first gear ratio.
Talking about
for the
RX
optimal
hybrid
performance.
luxury
And
package,
in addition
you're
to
in the
that, it employs
60s.
a different type of clutch technology that improves the kickdown response. This includes the ability to drop up to 4 gears in a single time for improved kickdown response.
Which I want to test because the straight pipes tested that transmission on the TLX and they said it was garbage.
Great performing SUV.
So maybe they refined it for the new MDX here. So
we applied a double wishbone suspension to MDX for the first time, optimizing tire contact for incredibly precise and predictable steering feel and cornering grip, along with new, quicker variable ratio steering to deliver a new level of driving enjoyment.
One of the key advantages of the double wishbone suspension is that it allows us to separate the longitudinal forces from the lateral forces. And what that enables us to do is to see an improvement in both handling and ride comfort. Additionally, the double wishbone suspension allows the tire contact patch to maintain better contact with the road surface throughout the suspension stroke. This also improves the overall handling of the vehicle. One of the areas where we think we really stand out is our steering response and the connected feel to the road. That's something that we really think is unparalleled in this class of vehicle.
In terms of power, our 3.5-liter VTEC V6 is a tremendous power plant and a customer favorite for good reason. It delivers incredibly smooth, immediate, and consistent power, which is especially important for an SUV carrying 7 passengers. But the really critical change is that it's now paired with our in-house 10-speed automatic. On top of that, we're applying the latest generation of Acura's super handling all-wheel drive technology to the entire MDX lineup, including Type S. It's the only system in its class that delivers true dynamic torque vectoring, continuously distributing engine torque left to right and front to rear to enhance every element of driving performance and all-weather handling. We tie it all together with our integrated dynamic system with snow, comfort, normal, sport, and individual modes. This system lets the driver truly customize the dynamic character of MDX, the powertrain response, steering, and much more to suit different driving conditions. And as with the all-new TLX, we applied a new customizable cabin experience featuring 27 interior lighting themes, most named after iconic locations and drives from around the world, from the Vegas Strip to the Amalfi Coast. Drivers will immediately feel how far we've raised the bar on dynamic refinement and exhilarating performance with the new MDX. It's an SUV with the heart of a sports sedan, and it's built for Type S levels of performance down to its bones, which really elevates the experience for every MDX customer. Of course, this is a driver's car that will frequently be carrying our most precious cargo, so we also thought deeply about safety. We're utilizing the latest generation of
MPG, this has a 3.5-liter V6 that you see in like tons of Hondas, tons of Acuras,
and collisions.
It's the same engine as the previous MDX.
We've also made significant improvements in collision protection with the latest generation.
That comes with its pros and cons.
And multiple new airbags. Finally, there's a whole nother chapter in our MDX story that you'll learn more about in the near future, and that's our first ever MDX Type S. We're saving details until closer to its market introduction, but I'll tell you, it will further elevate MDX in every meaningful way: performance, prestige, and premium appeal.
Interior
This
looks
includes
so
our new
nice.
V6 turbo engine, churning out 355 horsepower, 21-inch wheels, the largest wheel tire combination in Acura history with Brembo brakes, and the amazing interior with a 1,000-watt audio system. All of this and so much more we can't wait to tell you about will be available next summer with the arrival of the Type S model. As engineers, we like to see things on charts and graphs, but the essence of luxury isn't defined by numbers. Over the past few years, we've acted out of passion and conviction to deliver a truly premium performance vehicle that just happens to be capable of hauling 7 people. The 2022 MDX, the new flagship of the Acura brand.
The MDX fits into precision crafted performance and what our brand is all about. This 4th generation MDX it delivers on that promise that we are a performance brand and we are a driver's performance brand. And even though if a vehicle has 3-row seats or it could carry things or pull things, we're going to stick to our...
No big deal. I pull an NSX with my MDX. No big deal. There it is. It's arriving February 2nd. We can head over to the newsroom now if you guys want. We can cover a little bit more information here. One of the things you guys said is that the engine has been updated a little bit. It has friction modifiers. I'm not an engineer by any means, so that's a new term for me. So if we go to the power plant here, here it is. 3.5 liter V6, 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque. So there you go. That's the base engine. That is going to be in every single package, base, technology, A-spec, advanced package. The only way you can get more performance out of the power plant is by going to the Type S, which is going to give you 65 more horsepower and quite a bit more torque, a lot more torque, about a 90 more pound-feet of torque. It's going to be fun. It is, Acura's, announcing themselves and realigning themselves with a performance identity. They're a performance brand. They're not chasing Lexus in the luxury division anymore. And I think the suspension is a good improvement. The double wishbone suspension in the front and back is definitely a nice improvement. But in terms of performance, there's not really any more performance unless you spend maybe $70K. That's my guess on what the Type S is going to cost you. It's going to handle better. It's going to feel better driving because of the suspension upgrade. I think most people are going... I don't know if most people would even notice that, though. I hate to say it. Only if you're driving this car fairly hard are you going to notice the improvements that the double wishbone suspension brings. But it's a nice improvement. I'm not going to complain that they improved the suspension. It would have been nice to have something a little bit more potent for the base engine. 290 horsepower is enough for most people. You get 5,000 pounds of towing. I can't talk. You can see that right here. That's only available on all-wheel drive. The front-wheel drive is going to have 3,500 pounds of I can't talk anymore. It's my second stream. I made a video before this. Goodness, 3,500 pounds of towing on the front-wheel drive. And guys, now it's time to tee off in the comments. Well, you already have been. That's the beauty of the chat during the live stream. You guys saying double wishbone equals double the problems. Well, I think, yeah. I'm not going to say anything. Time will tell how reliable it is. I've been saying that. I've been waiting for the return of the ZDX. ZDX is cool. I'd love for them to bring the ZDX back as a fully electric vehicle. That'd be just awesome. If you guys don't know what the ZDX, it is a discontinued model. What's Google celebrating? December holidays, okay. ZDX, look at this thing. Talk about coupe SUV before it was popular, right? Look at this thing. Look at that coupe SUV. Definitely ahead of its time. I think that's why a big reason it didn't do well. If it came out now, it would do better. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. That looks pretty sick in black here. Let's see if I can just open this image. Darn Pinterest. Look at this beauty. Bring back the ZDX as a fully electric vehicle. Face is in the way, of course. Looks pretty cool. It's pretty darn cool. All right, I could talk about the ZDX forever. Acura IDX. What are your thoughts? Acura needs to bring a Macan competitor. No, they will eventually have an RDX Type S, but they can't do it on the current platform. They have to move to a different platform to be able to handle that engine. So we'll see. We're not going to see an RDX Type S for a long time. Could be 2024, 2025, something like that. ZDX will be a collector's items one day. I wouldn't be surprised if it already is. I mean, look at the handles. If you see those handles on placed up there in like the Honda HR-V, I think it has the handles up there, as well as the Toyota CHR. I mean, it was definitely ahead of its time. They actually sell the HR-V in other markets. The name is escaping me. It is an Acura. I'm gonna have to look it up. You guys probably know. Acura Wiki. Forget what it's called. But they sell the... Where is it at? It's only available like in China and maybe the Middle East, but it's an HRV it's an HRV in Acura clothing. You guys have probably already... CDX? Is that what it is? Is it CDX? It's not even in this week. You're a CDX. Yeah, here it is. We don't get it here, but I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely an HRV through and through, but with the Acura styling, it looks cool. Well, that's an RDX there. Where did the CDX go? There it is. Okay, it's in Wikipedia. Has 180 horsepower from the 1.5 turbo that we see like in the Civic and the Accord. Can get an all-wheel drive, of course. 2016, the CDX was planned as a Chinese domestic market model, with Acura announcing that it has no plans to launch it in North America, which I think they should. It is a very huge market. It's huge. The Lexus UX is kind of in that market, even though the CDX is probably a lot more practical, has a lot more interior space, but it's the same sort of B segment sort of SUV. Acura is considered selling the CDX in the United States, according to comments in April 2017 by John Ikeda. Obviously, he's the Group 5 president of Acura, and he's the one that did the intro to today's video. Well, here we are in 2020 with no mention, and it's not even in their announcement or their leaked roadmap. So CDX, I would say, has zero chance at this point in the next 3 years to make it to America. So it would sell, though. Who will even buy the CDX? Chinese. Chinese are the only one that can buy it, as far as I know. People laughing at 192 horsepower. The CDX. Oh yeah, it's plenty. It's plenty. I mean, the UX has 181 horsepower. Could it use more? Yeah. I don't actually mind it. And I'm only talking about the UX hybrid. I'm not talking about the joke front wheel drive 169 horsepower model, which should never, ever, ever have been created. I do like the UX 250H. Like I said, it could use more power. For me, it was easy for me to get over 50 miles per gallon with it. It's so smooth. I think it's the best it's arguably the best implementation of a hybrid that I've ever driven. Better than a Prius, better than any Lexus. Now, I haven't driven the newest Prius a whole lot, but I know it's going to be way louder. But the UX it's so quiet. You can hardly ever tell if the engine's on or off. I feel like it's the smoothest, best implementation of a hybrid technology in a car that I've driven, in my opinion. And it has the best heated steering wheel in the Lexus lineup. Just telling you. UX, UX maximum amount of people in a family would be 2. and a dog, and that's pushing it. If we got the CDX, they would stop cross-shopping the NX to the RDX. CDX would be more comparable to the NX. Maybe. I don't think the NX is going to get a little bit bigger, is my feeling, to definitely compete a little bit more with the RDX and that compact cross. I can't believe they're called compact crossovers. They're massive. NX is still probably compact, but the RDX definitely feels a lot bigger than the NX. It feels like a hair smaller than the RX. But looking at some pictures, we can fly through some pictures together. I love the paint. Acura has great paint colors. I think it looks really good. This has to be in the advanced package here, is my guess. I think it also looks phenomenal in the A-Spec. I believe that is going to be the best-selling model. It's going to look good. Paint colors, that gray looks delicious. Gosh, I forget what this red paint color is. Performance red? Don't quote me on that. I think it's performance red. Looks good. This is a new plum color that debuted on the TLX. Again, I don't remember the exact name of it. I don't go around memorizing paint colors like you guys probably think I do. Of course, I have for the most part, all the Lexus colors memorized, being that I worked for them at some point in time. I think these wheels look great. So, okay, so they're blacked out here, and then they're not here. They still look good with this paint color, that silver. Here's the Type S, and that Tiger Eye Pearl looks good. I'm not a big fan of machine finished wheels. I don't like the two-tone nature of them. I wish they were all just one color. That's just my opinion. Some people like the machine finished wheels. Of course, they have the black trim all the way around. I mean, what's going on? Did I run out of pictures? What's happening? Okay. Interior. This has to be the A-Spec. That red interior is pretty aggressively red, and that's what you expect from a A-Spec, right? That purple interior lighting's baller. I feel like Prince rolling around this. Turn Purple Rain on while he got the blue LEDs on. Oof, looks good. Red is cool, I guess, if you're in that aggressive red mode. That brown, that coffee interior looks decent. No, I'm not a big fan of brown interiors for the most part. I do like lighter brown interiors, not so much darker ones, but damn, man, that's a lot of red. I don't know if I could do it, guys. It really depends on the exterior color. I would do this in black, this red interior in black, and maybe like that gray color. No way would I put it on the yellow. I don't even think I would do it on white. There's the A-Spec again. Those wheels look pretty good. Okay, it shows you the ambient lighting and the daytime. Still pretty strong looking. Again, could be all these are photoshopped to make all the colors pop and everything. So brown interior, man. I'm really happy that this is removable. This middle seat. You guys have no idea how big of a headache that is on the dealership end of things. When you're trying to source in a captain's chair model, or someone has to have a bench and you only have captain's chairs, it just alleviates all the headaches. Give the customer the option. You can have a bench or the captain's chairs. And look, you have the nice padded armrest built into the folding down seat. You have the cup holders here. Amazing. Amazing. So little things like that is going to help them sell a lot of units. Telling you, it's a big deal for a lot of people to have that flexibility. There's the middle seat gone. And that's something I failed to talk about because I was kind of rushed. I got the embargo information last night and I was like kind of scrambling. Actually, it wasn't last night. I made the video last night, just kind of scrambling to put things together. So I kind of rushed it. So I missed a couple things, like the removable middle seat here. I also misspoke in that video. It's live now, by the way, which if you guys are watching, you don't need to watch it because I talked a lot about this stuff on the live stream. I'm actually going further depth when it comes to packaging on that video. So if you can watch. Anyways, another thing I misspoke about is that the ambient lighting has 27 modes. 3 of them are selected to the comfort, the normal, and the sport mode. And then the 24 remaining are mapped after like beautiful driving areas throughout the world. And I said in my video that they're mapped out to racetracks around the world, which might be true in like the TLX, but not in the MDX. So I was wrong about that. And here's the interior of the Type S. That interior, so nice. Those seats look amazing. Looks amazing. No, they didn't mention anything about autonomous driving. They also didn't mention anything about a hybrid. The previous generation had the hybrid, the sport hybrid drive. No talk. No talk. How amazing if it had to be too expensive, though. That's a problem. So here we are with the MDX V6 standard. The Type S, let's say best case scenario. Best case scenario comes in at $65K. How are you gonna fit a hybrid powertrain in there? You would almost have to, at some point in time, discontinue the V6 by itself or add hybridization to it. But then that is encroaching on the power of the Type S model. I don't know how they're going to product segment it within their own lineup. What do you guys think about that? What are they going to do about electrification? I feel like it's not, I don't think they're thinking about it at all. For pricing, guys, we'll go over pricing real quick if you guys are interested in it. Here it is. Base front wheel drive comes at under $47K, but let's just look at MSRP here because we need to factor in the destination, MSRP plus destination, I should say. MDX base, there's going to be hardly any of them out there. Front wheel drive, no packages on it. Roughly 48 grand. Top end, 61.6. Do you think they're going to be able to bring us a Type S for 65K? I don't know. Even 70K? 70K is like my conservative guess, to be honest. A-Spec, I think, is going to do well here. About 3.5 grand less than the advanced package, and you get some really good looking features to that vehicle inside and out. Overall good technology. However, you cannot get the heated steering wheel unless you get the advanced package. That blows my mind. If you want heated rear seats, you can only get that in the advanced package as well. I'm telling you, heated steering wheel it's like a game changer once you have one. And when you're going luxury, the fact that you can't get it unless you get the exclusive advanced package, it's not even optional, guys. It's not even optional on the A-Spec or the technology package. That to me is like, oof. I believe the ventilated seats are standard on the A-Spec. And I could just look. I could scroll down on the specs sheet, but I'm not gonna. You can watch my separate video for the breakdown of all the specs per package. You're asking if it's an option. I don't see it as an option. So if we go to specs, All right. Heated steering wheel. Right here. There's one dot, and that's for the advanced package column. If it was optional, it would probably have some other sort of marker there, right? Or it would say available. It would say available, but it doesn't. So, yeah, that's a tough one. Heated steering wheel. It would be an accessory, not an option. Ah, that makes sense. You can't get it from the factory. It could be installed at the dealership as an accessory. That's a different thing altogether. Okay. All right, so that's how they circumvent that. So it'd be a dealer option. It's not a dealer option at Lexus. That's probably why they include it on so many inexpensive trims. RX heated steering wheel, or RX heated steering wheel standard. The RX does not have a heated steering wheel, I don't believe. But where I live, it's pretty much standard. I know it's not standard, by the way, but where I live, pretty much all the RXs have heated steering wheels, unless for some reason the dealership strap for inventory and they do a dealer trade, or they buy some units from a different dealership from a different region that don't have a heated steering wheel. So, yeah, so that would be, I feel like that sort of clarification should be, transparent on the website, like put a star there saying possibly offered as a dealer install, because you guys just had to possibly clarify that for me with your own, experience. But if someone's interested and they're like, oh man, I can't get a heated steering wheel, unless I spend $60K, they might just look somewhere else. So Acura, if you're listening, having certain things, if it is a dealer installed option, just put like a little asterisk or something in this graph, because we don't know. We don't know these things. Which models come with a 360 camera? Only the advanced package. Nope. 360 model, 360 camera only comes with the advanced package. Same with the heads-up display. Remote start on the key fob is another advanced only package, or sorry, it's reserved only for the advanced. Rear sunshades is only for advanced, which I would expect. The safety features are really good though. We should look at some of the colors though. Apex Blue only available on the A spec, which makes sense. Liquid Carbon Metallic. Tells you what kind of interiors you can get with the paint colors, which I'm a big fan of. So Performance Red only comes with a black interior. That makes sense. You can get the red interior on the white, the black, and the carbon, the liquid carbon metallic, as well as the Apex Blue. Whoa, would you guys want the Spider-Man colors? Get the red interior with the Apex Blue? I would probably do it. I don't know. I don't know if that's exact car. I would probably settle for that, but I would not be upset. Infiniti come with heated steering wheel? I believe so. Pretty much every single Infiniti I've been in has had a heated steering wheel. Not saying it's standard by any means, but yeah, just about every single Infiniti I've been in has had a heated steering wheel. The wireless charger for the MDX is standard. That is true. RX comes from the factory with a cold weather package for cold weather states in Canada. This is true. Spider-Man colorway. Telling you. The Apex Blue Pearl with the red interior on the A-Spec would be pretty dope. Fendi QX60. Will be a PMC edition, folding mirrors. I think folding mirrors are on all the models except the base. So this is a big deal. Power folding mirrors. Yes, it's on all the models except the base. So I was correct in saying that. So technology, A-Spec, Advanced, all are going to have power folding mirrors. QX55 is dead on arrival. We'll see. I like the looks of it, but the CVT is a tough pill to swallow. Lexus really playing around with the RX. Well, who knows if that vehicle we saw yesterday was the RX, that fully electric thing. Fully electric boxy SUV could have been the RX. It's possible. Have a plug-in hybrid version of the RX, fully electric version of it. You would think that in America they would stick with the V6, but I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do for powertrains. They could put the Turbo 4 in there that they're allegedly working on, a 2.4 liter Turbo 4 with 300 horsepower. That would be a direct replacement of that V6. I just think that the average buyer of the RX is so darn conservative. They know their demographics as well as Acura. They're like, yep, they're okay with the V6. You know, that's probably one of the biggest things they ask. Oh, does this have a V6? Yes, it does. Okay, it's a deal. Like, that's a hard stereotype to break. You know, forced induction, even if it's a turbo. People are getting slowly coming around that turbo's just the way it is, but there's still so much momentum going for V6s out there in the luxury market. It's hard for people to get a vehicle without one. 290 horsepower is enough for the MDX. I think so. It would be nice to have an optional engine, something in between the A-Spec, something in between the base engine and the S-Type. Maybe you have it on the A-Spec and Advance. I don't know. It would have been nice, but trusty dusty V6 is going to be reliable as heck. What else could you ask for? You can always ask for more. You can always ask for more power, right? That's what the Type S is for. Good man hates turbos. Yeah, well, hate them or love them, they're here to stay until full electrification takes over. The new Armada is beautiful inside and out. I do agree. I would not buy a QX80 at this point with that new Armada out. Interior looks better. Benefits to a smoothness of a V6 and inline 6 is unmatched. Well, I would disagree. Why would I disagree? Because a V8's smoother. V10 would be even smoother. V12 could be even smoother. But when you're comparing the smoothness of an inline 4 to a V6, there's no comparison, or an inline 6 for that matter. However, the Lexus or the Toyota's hybrids are pretty damn smooth, guys. Because you have that electrification takeoff, and depending on how well it's implemented, you don't even realize the engine's on most of the time. So Lexus is getting better at that. Like I said, the UX, in my opinion, is the best implementation. And it's also, besides the ES is pretty damn good as well. It's like a close second for really good hybrid implementation for smoothness. Now, when it's pushed, both of those lose out their smoothness. A V6 beats them every time. But with, average acceleration, slow acceleration, the hybrids, I would say, are pretty darn close to as smooth as a V6. And when you're at idle on a hybrid, hybrids are smoother. There's nothing running. Because the engine turns off. So V6 in that regard, unless you have start-stop technology, which is terrible on a V6 because it's jolting. The Lexus RX's V6 hybrid is phenomenal, just because it's still not that noticeable when that engine turns on and off. But your average vehicle that's not a hybrid, like a mild hybrid or something, that start-stop with a V6, it's jolting. And it's a horrible experience. So anyways, guys, I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. Thank you so much for coming in to part 2 today of the live stream. Ooh, I need to turn that heater off. It was too cold in here earlier. I turned the heater on and now I'm like sweating my face off. So guys, I'll see you in the comments. I already did. So like I said, I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Need to cut myself off. Been streaming too much. Lay off the streaming, Kirk. Too much streaming's not good for you. So I'll see you guys in a video. Maybe tomorrow. Might take tomorrow off. Got nothing planned for tomorrow. So we'll see. See you guys later on. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Don't know what else to say. Peace out. Later.